How's it going, guys? I'm Zephyros, and welcome to my channel. Today's not going to be a long one, right? I just want to talk about whether I think that you should be summoning for the Harz and Ardea banner, whether I think it's worth you taking the risk, basically. So let's get into it. Now, before we start talking about the Harz Ardea banner, which is the ancient banner, it is worth mentioning that we do have another banner running at the moment, which is the Eloin Anai banner. I actually think that was a no-brainer, right? If you do not have Eloin, you should be summoning on it. It's as simple as that. She is arguably one of the best heroes in the game. Talking about Eloin here, the amount of utility that she gives. You've got the kind of her raid regen is just unreal across the entire map. She gives raid regen, doesn't matter if the other heroes are in her range or not. She's a good healer in general. When you place her sprite down and pick it back up, you get cost regen. So it's one of those things where she's just so good. Why would you not want her? And Nye, mm, she's not the worst. She's really, really, really good in the Immortal Codex Arbiter of Frost, just because of her damage over time. So she's really good for that. One of the best actually for that. So this banner, I think, if you don't have Eloin, you should be pulling. Right. I actually think getting Elo into A3 is actually so useful because at A3, she starts just cleansing random. She just has a random ability. Oh, sorry, I forgot one of the best things about Elo as well. She also cleanses. Forgot. Guild Boss 2. It's why she's so good. She's the best healer in Guild Boss 2, Apocalypse 2. I actually show her in my comp in one of my previous videos, so go check that out if you've got the time. But look, this video is about the banner that's dropping tomorrow. So King Harz and Ardea. So this banner, the way I see it, it's if you don't have King Harz or you don't have a northern legendary lord, summon. You should just summon because there are a lot of good northerner heroes, whether it's your Valk, whether it's your Ardea, you've got Glacius now, you've got your Vortex who benefits, you've got Sadie, there's a lot of northerner heroes who are really useful in loads of different areas of the game that Nocturne's a northerner. You've got loads who would actually benefit from having that Lord bonus. So it, King Harz on his own, not necessarily one of the best tanks in the game, but just that Lord bonus is actually really good. One thing I will say is that King Harz's A1 is actually really useful in certain areas of the game. He basically, when he ults, he throws up a massive shield on anyone who's actually within one tile of him. So really actually useful for just a bit of extra sustain when you need it. So he's not the worst, but when you're pulling ancients, you don't want someone who's just kind of an okay tank. You want your Cyruses, you want your Soul Cadens, you want your Praetus, your Ingrids, right? But look, if you don't have a Northerner Lord, I absolutely think it is worth pulling. Ardea, if you don't have Ardea, again, I think Harz it's worth taking the risk of pulling a Harz for Ardea if you do not have her, right? Because Ardea is unreal in so many areas of the game, whether it's your AoE arena, even single target arena, she's got utility. Guild versus guild, incredible hero. I use her in my speed run for Gear Raid 1 because she just lets you kill the boss before they even start doing any meaningful heals. So I think she's worth taking the risk, especially if you're not near pity. If you aren't near pity, pull. Because if you get Ardea and you don't have her, oh my god, is she good? I've actually got her at A2, and I use her in my guild versus guild team. It she's so good. So yeah, I think the only time I think if you're near pity, you might want to give it a miss. You might want to hold out for Soul Cadence if you don't have Soul Cadence, because Soul Cadence will be coming, and I think I'm pretty sure he's going to be the next banner. So if you're near pity, I would give it a miss. If you've already got Harz and you've already got Ardea, easy skip, right? So I personally won't be pulling on this banner, right? But if you want to know more about these heroes, I'm actually going to be putting out guides on them just to help people who actually end up pulling them. Um, I'll show you the content where I use them, because I do actually still use King Harz. Um, I use King Harz in Gear A 2, just to throw up a shield on my speed run so that he protects my Praetors so that I can kill that boss before he starts doing a lot of his earthquakes and all of those things. So again, I do still use King Harz. Some people actually still use King Harz in Guild versus Guild, because again, he does throw up really big shields, really useful for that. So I will show guides on where I use these heroes, and obviously Ardea, I'll show where I use her because she's just incredible. So yeah, that those will probably be my next videos. So hopefully you guys will gain something from that. Until then, though, stay blessed.